Dallas Morning News. Your thoughts on the start of this game? It looked like you guys didn't have a lot of energy from our perspective. I don't know how you felt being on the sideline.
I thought the first drive looked pretty energetic by us offensively. I didn't think that we did a good job of finalizing that drive. I thought we moved the ball right down the field pretty well, and unfortunately couldn't get it in. And wanted to be aggressive there. Felt good about the calls down there, and we just weren't able to get it done. But I didn't sense that.
Defensively, you said subtle changes, major changes. What did you think of the defense overall?
I thought first and second down we were awesome. I thought we did a really good job on first, second down. I thought we affected the passer. I know we had 5 sacks. I thought some of the 5-1 stuff that we did was really good, very effective. Our biggest problem on defense was third down. We just struggled to get off the field on third down, and conversely, when they got in the red zone, we weren't able to get them to kick field goals. So we got to be better. I think this game came down to really 3 things. The giveaway takeaway battle, which we were not very good. We were loose with the ball all day, -3. You're never going to win games in this league being -3, and really the last one doesn't count, for Dak. He's just launching up there on 4th and forever. And then the situational football. We weren't able to sustain enough drives because we weren't very good on third down, and they did a good job, and they converted some thirds and longs.
Clarence Hill, DLL's Cowboys. You've been bad on third down all year, last in the league coming into the game. What's been the problem on third down?
Yeah, different reasons. For most of the game, it was not, or most of the season, it's been, not being able to get pressure on the quarterback. This game, I just thought there was some big voids that they were taking advantage of. I thought Marvin Harrison played really well. They obviously were trying to get him involved, and they did that. But, again, I just felt like that, without studying the film, there were some big voids. And, again, we just got to look at it. But I thought the pass rush was really good. And, again, they did a better job protecting on third down than we did offensively. So now I got to look at that.
There's so much talk at trade deadline tomorrow. Jerry talked earlier today about making a trade. Will a trade help you at this point?
Yeah, I'm aware of the trade, but, I'm going to, Clarence, stick to the game right now, and we'll have more time to talk about that tomorrow.
Bland, he played more outside than, a couple of weeks ago you moved into the slot. Can you talk about the decision to play him outside? Was it Bill Harrison, or what was the decision there?
Yeah, we like the matchup, and, Duran's a great player, and, he's a guy that we really trust, and I think, the one touchdown he slipped and fell, that happens sometimes. But, yeah, that was part of the plan. We knew where Marvin played. He was going to play split end quite a bit, and we felt good about the matchup.
Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. Fourth quarter, chance to make it a 2-score game, and you went for it on 4th down. Can you kind of walk us through the decision there?
Yeah, Todd, we were going to be aggressive all game. That was part of the deal, and like I've told you guys, if I like the call, I'm going to go, and I trust our offense. But we didn't make the plays tonight, and that comes same thing in the red zone. The first drive of the game, felt really good about the call. We didn't get a chance to execute it, but we were going to go into this game and be aggressive because we felt like it was going to give us the best chance to win.
What's as you go to the bye week, does it come at a good time? Does it come at a bad time? How do you view it?
It's comes when it comes. We got a lot of work to do. I challenge the guys. We got to find solutions. We sit where we sit. There's a lot of things for us to look at, a lot of things for us to learn from. I do think that the defense did some good things today, and 5 sacks for them. But we turned around and were not very good on offense protecting Dak, and took too many hits today. That can't happen, and it's something that we got to look at why.
Gimpy, I don't know if that's the right word to start or at the end of the second quarter. Did he take a hit there?
Yeah, he got banged around. Yeah, he said he was okay, but he took a lot of shots today. And again, we can't let that happen. No one plays very good when they're taking too many hits. So we got to look at why that happened, and we certainly did not do a good enough job keeping him upright.
John? No, okay. You're good, Nick?
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram, going into the bye week. Changes I assume you want to make to have better results. Does the bye week allow you to focus on those things a little bit more in your experience in the league? How can bye week changes kind of help revitalize the second half?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it gives you time to find answers and find solutions and ask more difficult questions and look at everything. You're looking at where you stand at this point, and again, I see a team that's very inconsistent. And that starts with me, That's not on them. That starts with me. We got to play better offensively. We're better than, 10 points, which is all we scored. great job by Sam on the punt block, special teams. But for us to score 10 points offensively is not the standard, and no one's happy about that.
First team offense, 13.5 points per game last 2 games. What do you attribute that to right now?
I think it all starts, again, we just got to keep Dak upright. Today we didn't play the game we wanted to play today in terms of, we ran the ball well, but the score got to the point where it felt like we had to go, and so we did, and we wanted to do that to speed up the game and try to get, as many opportunities as possible for us. And, I really wish that game could have played a little bit different, because I do think that, Javonte and those guys were running the ball well, and I think his numbers show that.
Tim?
Yeah, Tim Cowlishaw, Dallas Morning News. Isn't this loss a little bigger than you're making it? I mean, if you're 500 at the break, you're sort of in the hunt. You're 3-5-1. You're miles behind the third wild card. That's a big gap to make up now.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, all losses and all wins, we take them separately here. But yeah, I mean, you're stating the correct facts, Tim. I mean, we are where we are, and we've put ourselves into a hole. We know that. And that's why we have to maximize this week and the bye and look for the solutions that I challenge the guys on.
How much does it hurt that this team has been very good at home and been scoring like crazy at home? The offense scored 10 points tonight.
Yeah, not very good. It starts with me, and we got to be better.
Ed?
Relative to, Ed Werder, WFAA, relative to being able to achieve the goals you established before the season began, you're here at the bye coming off a 10-point loss to a 5-win, or a team that lost 5 in a row. Relative to your expectations, how discouraging is what happened tonight?
I'm disappointed. I am. I'm disappointed. I thought we would have played better, coached better. But again, it's the inconsistency, Ed, that keeps getting us. There's flashes, there's things that are good. But when you're an inconsistent football team, you're going to find yourself in these situations. Like I said, if we can get off the field a few more times on third down, that gives us some more opportunities. If we're better in the red zone and we score more touchdowns and we don't come out of the red zone at one out of 3, the score is different, because, we come out at halftime and they take the ball, go right down the field, then the defense starts playing great. We score the points, and, if we get a chance to maybe kick a field goal, then they have to kind of go back out there and protect a 7-point lead, but it didn't come about that way.
Sydney?
Coach, Sydney Staples, D210 Sports. What does this team need right now? Is it a break with the bye week? Is it a person in a trade, or is it just a little more heart?
No, yeah, I don't think that's fair. I think this team has heart. I've never felt that way. I think it's the consistency. We're pretty good when we protect the football. We're pretty good when we, are playing the way we want to play. Today's game got away from us. It did. And I made that decision late in the third quarter that we had to go. And, we had to speed the game up, and we started throwing the ball all over the yard, and we weren't able to pass protect and hold up. And so, I'll sleep okay with that decision. I think it was the right decision. I thought it gave us the best chance to get back into it. But in terms of this team's, fight and work ethic, I never questioned that.
Elwin Henderson, Gilmer. Brian, I know when you lose a game like this, it's hard to see a lot of positives, but Jadeveon Clowney did an awesome job.
Yeah, he's an incredible player, man. We've talked about him for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks now, and a couple mesh point charges that were great. The violence and the physicality jumps off the film, and I think he's one of the guys that's been playing very consistent. And there's been too many coaches and players that haven't been consistent enough. But I would say that he's one of those guys that you could say has been very consistent throughout.
Anybody else?
I got one more.
Yeah, I got it.
You talked about you had 5 sacks, but your opponent scored on 5 of your first 6 possessions. How acceptable is that?
Say again.
You talked about you had 5 sacks today, but your opponent scored on 5 of your first 6 possessions. How disappointing is that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the flow of the game, Calvin. I mean, our job on defense is to stop them and to keep them from scoring, and our job on offense is to score. And like I said, I felt like the first drive was really good. We were mixing it up. We were running it well. I thought Javonte was running hard. And but again, there's momentum swings, and other than the blocked punt, there really wasn't anything that gave us the momentum to kind of go and seize this thing. We were close a few times, And that's a team that, again, they've played a lot of close games, and I felt like when we hit the touchdown to Flournoy, that was something that maybe would kind of get us going, and we just weren't able to tighten the score at all.
One real quick, I'm sorry. On the fumble, did the ref say, did you think forward progress would stop? Did you hear a whistle?
I did ask that. They said that they did not. You can't challenge the forward progress. And then it was clearly when they looked at it upstairs, and our people told me as well that the ball was out.
One more.
Brian, on George Pickens' penalty, did you think that was a little ticky-tack, or is that the right call?
I didn't see it. You know, I heard the guy told me what he did. I'll have to look at it. But, again, the part of us getting penalized, you know, is something that has plagued us a little bit, and it moved us back. But, again, I want to look at it before I comment.
Terrence Steele was replaced late in the game. Was it because of the injury before the game or because of his play?
Yeah, no, you know, he was having some symptoms of a migraine before the game, and we weren't sure if he was going to be able to play, and he kind of went out there and played, and he was playing okay, but wasn't great, so we wanted to see what Nate would do, and that's why we put Nate in the game.
All righty. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.